Who wants to talk etymologies and definitions and the meanings of words? Hi, I'm Shaggy. I'm Philaliteia. I'm the kind of guy who was never afraid of the dictionary. And so the other day, I'm reading the Book of Job live for a YouTube audience of people being extremely disruptive and rude, disrespectful of me as a performer, telling me that I'm an entertainer and that means that they get to interrupt, and that is just not how entertainment works, especially not when you're working in the sacred. But moving on, I had a guy who kept wanting to quiz me on medieval philosophical jargon, like the medieval philosophical jargon has anything whatsoever to do with the Book of Job written in the 5th century BCE or thereabouts. A good 2,000 years before the medieval, let alone the development of their philosophical jargon. But the words mean what they mean. That's how philosophy worked back then. You didn't develop idiosyncratic uses of words. You just used Latin words because that was a dead language, and then you used them to mean what they meant. So a particular thing is a particular with a capital P is a particular thing. It's just any particular item, object, whatever. So it can be an atom, it can be a water molecule, it can be you, it can be a dog, it can be any particular thing. In fact, this is why we call, particles, because they're particulars. Anyway, universal is a little bit different, though, because universal doesn't mean, the universe. It's called that because of what universe means. A verse is a turning of a plow. It's a furrow on a farm. It's a line of poetry. That's what a verse is. And so the universe is the collection of all furrows on the farm. The universal furrow is all imaginable furrows. And so our material universe is just all conceivable material things. So if you want a real world takeaway, from those came relativism, where it turns out that whichever deodorant you choose to buy when you overcome your choice anxiety and make a decision, the outcome is relative. And if you just run all of the simulations, which you're trying to do, but you know as well as everybody else knows that you can't actually run all of those simulations, and so you just stand there anxious, and anxious is the deer in headlights. Anxiety is just not knowing how to properly engage in a situation so that you aren't certain to die. Anxiety is just the knowledge that you will utterly fail because you lack the experience and the cognitive framework to get you through the experience that you're going through. And then it becomes choice anxiety when you know that you should be able to choose a deodorant, and then you get through it by realizing it doesn't matter.